really wasn't sure what was going to want to be shared today because there was so much on my to-do list over the last few days. And so yesterday was a really amazing experience because our board spent about 5 hours online with a facilitator from Phoenix for a planning and strategy session, which was so cool. And the thing that kept coming up throughout the experience, which is something that has come up for myself for sure, I'm not going to talk about other members on the board because they can speak for themselves, but is clarity, structure, and direction. And a few weeks ago, I talked about how I discovered, how I realized how important, how essential structure is for me. And on Wednesday, I was talking a little bit about inner peace and how I'm one of those people who it's really hard for me to actually relax on vacation because I feel like I should be doing something, I should be spending my time or, consciously or something like that. And so there was this quote that came into my mind, which is actually a song lyric from a George Harrison song, after our planning and strategy session. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And I'm not a huge Beatles fan. But George Harrison is probably the most intriguing one to me. And when I heard this song many, many years ago, it just really caught my attention because I thought, yeah, and I think this might have even been before I got into New Thought. It was like, if you don't know what direction you're going in, if you kind of don't have a plan of some kind, then that's when you get to experience a life that is aimless and willy-nilly and wonder, how did I get this result when this is what I would really like? And so this is the quote that kept coming up to me yesterday, and then I thought, well, I might as well listen to the song. So I listened to the song, and I thought, yeah, like this. And so it really got me thinking about this year, where our theme for this year is Here to Thrive in 2025, and how for a lot of the year, it's kind of felt like anything but. And yet, as we approach the end of the year, and I mean, January 1st for a lot of people seems like a really great delineating moment, even though we know that every single moment is a brand spanking new opportunity to create and experience a new life, right? And if you don't know that yet, stick around, because that's what we talk about. That's part of what we teach. That's part of what personal responsibility is, and that is what the opportunity is that is available to us every single moment of every single day. The universe is constantly rebooting itself, and we, as part and parcel of that universe, are constantly rebooting ourselves too. It may feel like we're on this, steady timeline or trajectory, but we're not. Every moment, new. And so it is up to us to consciously choose, what is it that we want? How do we want peace to look and feel like in our day? How do we want to experience joy and gratitude, and what does that bring about in our day? So this other thought came to mind for me, and it is that I allow peace to recalibrate my energy and direction for the season ahead. And so I really got to practice this yesterday and today, just over not even 24 hours, because even though yesterday's planning and strategy session was only 5 hours long, I mean, it was still a lot, but only 5 hours long. We have another 8.5 hour one in January. Then I thought, well, that's plenty of time for me to get all the things I need to get done for today. And then I started working on the cake. Well, actually, I'd been working on it for a while, but working on the cake that I made for today. And then I had all the things that I needed to do for today. And I just thought, tranquility kept coming to mind, because in the quote that we had last week by David Hawkins about what inner peace really is like, there was tranquility, there was fulfillment, there was contentment. There were a whole bunch of other adjectives and adverbs in there too. But ultimately, it's about feeling and embodying oneness, unity, and total freedom. And so these were my mini mantras as I was navigating all the stuff that I had to do. And I could have easily gotten wrapped up in, oh my God, there's only so many hours left in the day. I only have so much time, which is how I spent so many of my years and decades in the pastry business when I was working towards deadlines for wedding cakes and parties and all sorts of special occasions for people, where it's like, there's no arriving late, because when this is on, it's on kind of thing, and the cake and the sweets and whatever have to be there. But this time, even though I knew Celebrate's happening at a certain time, I get to choose how I experience every moment. And I know that the more I choose tranquility and fulfillment and contentment and trusting and knowing that time expands to meet my needs, the more of that I'm going to experience. And so that's what I did. And I just started focusing on one thing at a time, got all the things done last night, went to bed knowing I still had all the stuff to prepare for Celebrate this morning, but got up at 4:30, which is later than I normally do, got up at 4:30 and had my list of everything to do, and it got done. Slowly, because my computer decided to work really slowly today, but every moment an opportunity to trust and know. Trust and know that everything is unfolding in divine timing, let's say. That life is unfolding perfectly. That whatever I focus on expands. And so I chose to focus on peace, focus on contentment, focus on knowing that everything ended up getting done. And it was really cool because even though I had my list of like 15 things to do, as I sat there waiting for my computer to do its thing from time to time, all of a sudden in that spaciousness, in that pause, I was like, oh, and then there's this. And then there's this. And I'm like, okay, I have time. I can make time. I can bend time, in order to get everything done. And so that's how my morning unfolded. And it was such a different experience for me. And it really made me think of how it is that we can navigate the holiday season, how there's so many gatherings, there's so many things to do, there's all these big meals and big things and the presents and whatever it is that you do. I mean, just listening to you talk, I could feel myself, tensing up a little bit, just thinking, That's right. Yeah, we went to your house a few weeks ago. It was big. And I know for me, we celebrate Christmas in January. My mom comes from Edmonton. My sister lives in her house. We live in our house. And then it's like, well, who's my mom going to spend time with? Where is she going to be for whatever? Where are we going to have Christmas Eve? And so this was the first year that I thought, you know what? Our mom is moving here from Edmonton next year. Next year, how about we start alternating hosting? You one year, us another year. And then everybody gets a chance to host, everybody gets a chance to be at someone else's house, and everybody gets a chance to not work as hard. And all of this can only come, all of these ideas and this inspiration is when we just allow ourselves to experience some tranquility. When we allow ourselves the room to pause and breathe and allow the love that we are to just open us up so we can be more spacious. Because when we're more spacious, that's when we can tune in to all of these incredible, amazing ideas and inspiration that are available to us every moment of every day. When we are tense, when we're stressed, when we're like, oh my God, racing against the clock, we are so closed down to any of that. And then we just get further and further behind, feel like we're not, going with the flow of whatever it is that we're supposed to do, and that's when we end up getting overwhelmed and upset and angry, maybe impatient, frustrated with people, and I know that's not how I want to feel. That's not how I want to relate to people in my life. So a couple of days ago, just a few days before this final fitness competition I'm in, my right kneecap started to pop out of place. And so that I've dislocated both my knees before a couple of times, but way back in the day. And yet I knew what it was feeling like. So all of a sudden, I really had to be mindful about what it was that I was doing. And not just physically, but what is this a reflection of? What is it that's popping out of alignment, in another area of my life? And so I got the support that I wanted to get, and then I just chose to really slow down. I chose to pivot again and again and again. I chose to choose tranquility and peace every single moment because I knew if I didn't, this kneecap was going to dislocate full on, and then I was going to have even more challenges and whatever else would happen. So slowing down, getting the support, and allowing peace to guide me, allowing peace to set the pace, which is what the name of my talk is, letting peace set the pace. When we allow ourselves to lean into peace, which I gotta say is something new for me. I've stood here 2 days in a row, 2 events in a row, saying I don't know if I've ever experienced inner peace, like true inner peace. But when I lean into the idea of tranquility and contentment and fulfillment, when I open up to what oneness and unity and total freedom can feel like, then that's inner peace coming to light. And that's an experience that I want more and more and more of, because as I experienced it in less than 24 hours with all the things to do, then I found right there and then all of these ideas that came to support me in navigating the rest of that time and all of those tasks together. So peace can inform our boundaries. It definitely can inform our choices, and it can definitely inform how we choose to take care of ourselves and each other. And so this holiday season, I'm inviting us all to open up to experiencing more peace, to surrendering to peace, even in the most volatile and turbulent of times. Because if we stay focused on that volatility and turbulence, guess what we're going to experience more of? Volatility and turbulence. Thank you, Barb, for mouthing the words. So we can choose. We can choose consciously to focus on peace. And as we allow peace to be our guide, then that's what we're going to experience more of. That's what we're going to find more evidence for of in our world. And as we do that for ourselves, then that peace, which is a frequency, which is a state of being, that's a vibration, can then only resonate with others. And the more people tune into inner peace, the more people experience and embody the inner peace that is always possible and always there, then, oh my gosh, the more that happens for our world, right? And just like Kay was saying, peace doesn't always look the way that we think it should. We don't know what peace should look like for someone else. We don't know what peace should look like for another country. We don't know what peace should look like, whatever, should. What we know is that we can direct the energy that we are. We can consciously show up more as the love that we are. We can tune into and surrender to peace so that as we open up to a more peaceful and loving way of being, then that is something that then resonates with everyone and everything around us. So going back to our affirmation for the month, peace dissolves all illusion and reveals the oneness of life and living. This holiday season, I invite us all, let's tune into peace more consciously. Let's open up to the infinite possibilities of what life can look like and feel like if we consciously choose peace every moment of every day. And so that means being really intentional. It means pivoting. It means pivoting from one moment to the next sometimes. But ultimately, the more we tune into peace, the more we will experience peace, and the more peace will show up in our world. And so it is.